Hey guys, Ron here on a hot spring day. Forgive my bad hair day, but it's all bad lately. I know I got to get a cut, but I've been too busy. And my hairstylist actually, she comes to my house from Orange County. I've known her like 20 years, and it's hard for us to arrange a time. Anyway, so I'm out in front of Culver Studios today, and boy, does this have a history. Obviously in Culver City. It's now adjacent to the old MGM lot. And of course, there's MGM behind me too, which is now owned by the Japanese Sony. So, but behind me is Culver Studios, and I'm going to tell you the history, and I'll show you some other things in a minute. Culver Studios here behind me was, I want to show you something else. I better stop talking. See this street here? Ince? Now that was named for the founder of Culver Studios. The founder of Culver Studios was Thomas Ince. Now, you may have heard of Thomas Ince. He produced over 800 films, so silent films, in his lifetime, and died a very mysterious death, I believe, in 1924. Now, the family, or at least parts of the family, say he had indigestion on a train, which turned into heart failure and died. However, there's much speculation that he was actually shot and killed by none other than William Randolph Hearst on Hearst's yacht. This was popularized in the movie The Cat's Meow, directed by Peter Bogdanovich in 2001. Now, Bogdanovich said he heard it directly from Orson Welles, and Welles said he heard it from Thomas Ince's nephew. There's also some corroboration, or hearsay corroboration, from Ince's valet, a Japanese gentleman who said that he saw Ince being taken off the boat with a bullet wound. And then it spread throughout the Japanese community in Beverly Hills after that. And we don't know what to believe. All that we know is that Thomas Ince was dead. And afterwards, the studio was obviously sold multiple times. And Gone with the Wind was filmed here. Parts of King Kong, A Star is Born. This is quite the studio. I don't know why I'm standing further back, because they have tape up. They don't want anybody to get close to the grounds here. Now you see this hotel as well, that building right there? That hotel is where the Munchkins, the little people, actors or extras who played the Munchkins in A Wizard of Oz, stayed when they were filming. So the Thomas Ince story is very, very interesting. We don't know. Look at the columns. That also became David O. Selznick's offices when he had the studio, and of course the director of Gone with the Wind. I always have found the Ince, I really didn't know too much about the Ince story until I saw The Cat's Meow, the film. And, I don't think Orson Welles, especially near the end of his life, would talk about a rumor like this if he didn't believe it to be true. And he was very close with Peter Bogdanovich, the director. And the other story is, the story is regarding Ince's mysterious death. If you believe the murder story, and you should check it out, Thomas Ince, is that, and like I said, it's also relayed in the film, that Ince was aboard the yacht with Charlie Chaplin, with Hearst's lover, Marion Davies, the actress, Luella Parsons, the columnist, and of course Ince's valet. I believe he was on, I don't know if he's on the boat or just saw the body afterwards. I don't remember what he claimed. I suppose he must have been on the boat. I doubt they would summon him if they knew his employer had a bullet wound in him. But anyway, the story is, at least portrayed in the film, is that Charlie Chaplin was either having an affair with Marion Davies, including possibly on the yacht, or Hearst thought they were having an affair, and that Hearst, in a jealous rage, shot Thomas Ince, who he believed, looking sort of down the steps of the boat, dressed in clothing that looked like what Chaplin had been wearing, that he believed he was shooting Chaplin in a jealous rage, but in actuality he shot and killed Thomas Ince. Now, there's also a rumor that Luella Parsons, the columnist, got a lifetime contract with Hearst after this to basically to buy her silence. So anything's possible. We don't know what. There's a lot of scandal around Hollywood. Always has been, always will be. There's also rumors that the studio, certain sound stages, are haunted. You know, in Hollywood, on these sound stages that were built originally in the 20s, most of them, there are guys that have died falling down the rigging and dying. So there have been deaths. I believe there have been births at the studio, but there's definitely been deaths and a lot of bad juju, just a lot of bad stuff, a lot of scandals. So who knows? Who knows what's possible, what happened and what didn't happen. I actually went to the MGM studios. I was a freelance film editor, and at that time he was working at Culver Studios. Well, excuse me, it was still MGM then, it's Sony now. And I walked around the back lot with him and saw John Lithgow and Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider was laying out in the sun outside his trailer. He was just catching some rays. Lithgow, Bob Balaban. They were filming the movie called 2010. It was the ill-fated sequel to the movie 2001. But it was very interesting. I also worked for Warner Brothers for a couple of years, so I used to go on the Warner lot. And I tell you, it's not like the fantasy you'd think. I mean, most of the people you see are the Teamsters, the employees, the drivers, the guys who work on the lot. You're not seeing movie stars walking around. And even if you get in the commissary, it's a lot of studio administrative staff. It's not necessarily the actors. A lot of them eat in their trailers where they're doing God knows what, also preparing for the next scene. So it's Culver Studios in Culver City, California. I wish I could get a little closer, but this is all taped off. It's taped off on the other side too. So The Strange Story of Thomas Ince. Check it out. Look up the film Cat's Meow from 2001, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. I think Chaplin was played by Eddie Izzard, as I recall, and Carrie Elways played Ince. Anyway, check out the film. Very interesting. There's a lot of very interesting and naughty Hollywood history to be seen. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today for me, Ron here. If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you do subscribe, please hit the little bell icon next to the subscription button, and you'll be notified as to when I post. And also, guys, please give the channel likes. I'd really appreciate it. And that's will set up the algorithm in Facebook. Oh my God. In YouTube, so others can see what you're seeing now. And I'll take one last look at the hotel. The bar in there is quite expensive, and it's hard to find a seat, but that is the Culver Hotel where the Munchkins stayed when they were filming Wizard of Oz, and I hear that they kicked up quite a fuss running around the rooms and, you know, just being generally rambunctious. Excited probably to be in the Wizard of Oz. And now they've turned this other side of it into shops and restaurants, things of that nature. So it's a great story. There's another view. All right, guys, I will see you at the next location. Thank you, and I'll see you again. Bye.